Here's a short little video to show you how to do pH, pOH, hydronium ion concentration, and hydroxide ion concentration calculations. Because on the exam, I will give you a chart somewhat like this one down here that has pH, pOH, hydronium ion concentration, hydroxide ion concentration on it. And I will give you probably a couple different lines, and I will give you one of the values. So on this first line, I've given you a value of for the pOH of 8.94. From this number, I expect you to be able to calculate the remainder. So let's look at some of these equations. So for the pOH, I'm going to go to pH first. It says up here pH plus pOH is equal to 14. So I can rearrange that and get this equation where it says pH is 14 minus pOH. So 14 minus 8.94 turns out to be 5.06. All right. Now, I can calculate either the hydronium ion concentration or the hydroxide ion concentration next. It doesn't matter which order I go in. I'm just going to go in the order the lines are given. So the next thing I'm going to calculate is the hydronium ion concentration. And up here it says that the hydronium ion concentration is equal to 10 to the negative pH. Well, the 10 to the button is the usually the second log button. So you hit the second function, then the log button. And so if you hit the second function, then the log button, and then enter negative 5.06, you should get this value, 8.7 times 10 to the negative 6. Now notice I have two places behind the decimal in my pH and my pOH, which means I have two significant figures. So when I convert it to regular numbers, or whatever, I'm going to use 2 sig figs. All right, I can do the same thing for the hydroxide ion concentration. I can use this equation up here and put in my calculator second log and then negative pOH. So second log negative 8.94, and you should get this value, 1.1 times 10 to the negative 9th. To do a check, you could always add these two together, make sure they equal 14, and multiply these two together, and they should equal 1 times 10 to the negative 14th. Now, your calculator might be off a tiny bit on both of those, but I think you should be pretty good to go if you want to do that for a check. All right, on the bottom line, I gave you a value for the hydronium ion concentration of 2.3 times 10 to the negative 11th. Well, once again, I can calculate any of these parameters first, but I think I'll go with pH because the p-values are a little easier to deal with. So pH from up here is equal to negative log H3O plus concentration. So if I put in my calculator negative log and then 2.3 times 10 to the negative 11th, the calculator should give you this value, 10.64. Then it's easy to calculate the pOH because the pOH plus the pH is equal to 14. I can rearrange that and get this. And so I take 14 minus the pH. You should get 3.36 if you do that. And then finally, to calculate the hydroxide ion concentration, just going to use that second log button or the 10 to the x key, and 10 to the x negative 3.36. And if you do that, you should get this number. There you go. Hopefully that helps.